OMD vegan! This is my gentle juice fasting day. I do that once a week, and I always drink juices or nut milks or so on these days. First of all, to put my digestion to rest. So I filter everything out of the food, drinks usually, that is fiber. And fiber is that what keeps digestion work. It takes 60% of all the energy in the food just to digest. So without digestion, energy goes directly into the bloodstream, and then we thrive. We can cleanse ourselves, purification. Yeah? We can self-reflect, body and mind, that is purification. Leave behind what you don't need anymore. And with that freedom, that liberty, then intuition comes, creativity, and that's what I do. Today I make a juice recipe. It's a juice with seeds and nuts. So it's a plant milk. Yeah. Some people won't say that it's juices because it has too much fat. Yeah, nuts and seeds have fat and protein, so juices usually have more of sugar. This is different with plant milks. And this specific recipe is from another recipe from a very famous colleague, a forefather of the vegan movement. It's called Dick Gregory. I mean, I didn't know him. I was just a comedian. I saw some slides on Facebook with his funny face and the famous quote about farts. He doesn't eat anything that comes from someone who farts. So I was thinking, what is that? And then I learned about him a little bit more. There was a famous comedian. People in the US, they know him, of course. The vegan who have a little bit sense of history, of course, they will know him. He was a disciple or maybe a follower or inspired by the great Martin Luther King. Yeah, and I didn't know that Martin Luther King also preaches non-violence. So non-violence and peacefulness for his fight for the black people, for the rights of the people, the minorities. And Dick Gregory was also inspired by that and said, okay, when we are non-violent, we have to be vegan, can't eat animals. Yeah, he didn't say vegan, I guess, I don't know what he said, but he had a big a cookbook, and that was just promoted recently on the internet, and I had a look into it. I read a little bit article about it. It was an amazing article. I learned so much about that great inspiration that Dick Gregory. He is no longer on planet Earth. Yeah, I don't know where he is now. He left the body 2012 or something. I don't know when he left, but his legacy is big. I didn't know that. Very important. And he has this cookbook, and he was concerned about food deserts. You know, he said the liberation of the people is very much connected to clean food. You have to have good food, otherwise it doesn't work. Your morality is not good, and that's very inspiring, I think. And if you people cannot buy fresh food, fruit and vegetables, nuts and seeds, how can they live? You know, that's a problem. And there are many places in the States that are called food deserts. Yeah? And the first time it came to my awareness when I read about these things. You know, now we know a little bit more about it, some years ago. But there's one recipe in that book, yeah, that was called Nutcracker Sweet. It was a smoothie, yeah, with nut milks and tons of fruit juice and so on. And I thought, well, this is a very complex recipe with so many ingredients. It must be a wonderful smoothie. I will try it one day, but I begin with a small part of it. And the small part is these nuts. Yeah, the nutcracker part from Dick Gregory, and that is here. There's almonds, sesame seeds. Yeah, he has these two listed. Almonds, it's the same amount, and it's a little bit more than half a cup. Yeah, and I have the sunflower seeds, and the third one is the sesame seeds. Again, about the same amount, a little bit more than half a cup. Yeah, a little bit smaller. I take a little bit less volume. Maybe similar amount of weight. So I just blend now these three. I want to try the flavor. I want to get the feeling of that recipe before I make it. It's such a complex recipe. One way for me to make new recipes, that I like that, is taking complex recipes like this one, Nutcracker Sweet, and take out some parts from it. And he said we have to use these three kind of nuts and seeds, so almonds, Oops. Wait a minute. There's a little guy in there. That happens sometimes. No, I have to get it out. Okay. There's these fruit flies sometimes here, so I just have to take care not to smash any one of these. I don't want to have that in my table, so that's safe now. The little guy has left. So they say the nuts, the almonds, the sunflower seeds, and the sesame seeds. You blend it up with fruit juice. Because then he says you make the fruit juice. I tell you later about that in another video. Now it's about the nuts here and the seeds. So he blends this up with the fruit juice after having it soaked overnight. He has the nuts and the seeds and soaks it in the fruit juice in the refrigerator overnight. And then he blends it up. I make a different now approach. I just begin only with the nuts and the seeds, and I have a liter of water here, just a liter. Yeah, it's a nice creamy plant milk here. You can have 2 cups, 1 cup, half a cup for 1 liter water, whatever nut or seed you take, and it will always be a little bit different. Yeah, according to creaminess, you can have a very thick, creamy milk, and you can have a very thin, watery milk, and you have medium. This one is a little bit on the creamy side, still medium considered. I will do that now, and then filter it through a nut milk bag. As Dick Gregory wouldn't do that. He would just blend it with the fruit juice. I do it right with a filter to get the milk, the flavor of this milk, to understand or to feel this part of that famous recipe I want to make. So step by step, I begin easy. Blender dance. So that looks very nice here. And nut milks, plant milks, to me are, on a fasting day, something like a dessert. Yeah. When I drink my juices or my water, my teas, whatever, during the day, a lot I have to drink because the body's cleansing a lot and you need a lot of water or liquid to cleanse everything out. So I have 4 liters for my personal need. 4 liters is a good measurement to get through a fasting day delightful. Because when I have too little water, too little liquid, headaches can come or something. Yeah, I don't feel so good, too tired or so. Drinking more is a good way to prevent that. So, and at the end of the day, sometimes I want to have something more soothing, like a dessert. Yeah, something nice. And then the plant milks are coming. So I do that now. This time I make a plant milk again. Let's see what this plant milk tastes like. Because that is the fantastic thing about the vegan diet. Ooh, there's an endless variety of flavors, textures and colors, fragrances we never knew before. At least as far as I can think. I never heard about that. My parents were not vegan, so I had a great variety of food. Yeah, luckily in the Western culture, of course, we have a lot, but not that variety. Veganism opens a whole new door, a whole new world, experiencing so many different plants, nuts, seeds, and so just with non-dairy, you know, you never match that with not plant food. Yeah. So I just filter that now through a nut milk bag, my plant milk. Now we taste it. Let's see. So I'm a little careful now because this nut milk bag is small, so I have to hit it in the middle, otherwise it doesn't work. So now it works. I had a little bit aware now. So I now will begin to milk it. That's what we call the vegans. Many vegans call them milking the almonds. they call that. So here the nut milk bag, and I have now to squeeze it, you see, like this. And it will take some time. Yeah, the nut milk bag is a pretty fine mesh, so it takes some time to press the milk through it and to keep the fiber inside the bag so that they separate and have the nice, gentle, smooth, running milk. I come back in a moment and show you the result. I'm going to taste it. But this, you don't need to watch all this. Yeah, it's a long, all I need to do is here to press this here, like this. And then I come back in a moment and show you the result. See you in a bit. Here it is. 1 liter of this nutcracker milk, maybe I would call it. I don't know. So let's taste it. Yeah. Looks nice. It is creamy. Yeah, I knew 1.5 cups of nuts or so basically. That works me and 1 liter water that makes it a little bit creamier than only 1 cup. That is the medium. 1/2 cup would be watery, and 2 cups very fat milk. So this is a little bit more than creamy. So, but that is, I can see that it's nice. It's a wonderful texture. I like it a little bit like that for dessert especially. But let's see the flavor. That's most important. The color is nice. Yeah, it's a plant milk. Yeah, what can you say? Nothing spectacular, but the flavor. That's it. Wow, it's very, very nice. Oh, I love it. That's a point for Dick Gregory. He has a nice flavor here, a nice taste. That milk is a wonderful flavor. And I already like it. I'm looking forward to the juice or to the smoothie already. Yeah, but here I show you what it looks like. You see it's runny, yeah, but it's all creamy a little bit. And it's a flavor, it's very nice. It's a gentle flavor. It's almost like a cloud, It vanishes in the mouth, that flavor. There are very famous flavors that I have seen, or felt, tasted. You get it on the tongue, and it goes into nothingness. You'd have that flavor, and it vanishes. I like that so much. That's another story. Okay, this is my nutcracker milk today. I want to see happens next. I will use that same mixture of nuts and seeds in a different way with some juices I come up next with. Yeah, that will be a smoothie, the Nutcracker Sweet, as Dick Gregory called it in that famous cookbook. Wow, check it out, look it up. I'm very happy I found it. And this is the first try, the first attempt to get a step closer to that recipe, a famous recipe. And it's a great success. I like it a lot. The flavor is wonderful. I understand why you took that. Otherwise, and also, I mean, the ingredients here are available. Not like cashews and macadamias and these kind of Brazil nuts. They're very hard to get. But almonds, well, I'll call it. Use a lot of water with almonds, but sesame seeds and sunflower seeds very inexpensive. So that's a very good way to get the nut milk ready. And it is wonderful to combine different nuts and seeds in nut milks, in plant milks. You get completely new flavors and also nutrients, of course. All these nuts and seeds have different nutrients. Very highly valuable ingredients they are. So that's the top of our food chain here, of our food quality. The nuts and seeds and fruit is very high in terms of what you put into it to get out of it. You get something out of it. You have a lot of water and energy to produce them. So very valuable things. So we can do nice things with them also. One example. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you want to know something more about gentle juice fasting, you go to Facebook. That's a Facebook page called Tree Yoga Moon Fasting. And there you can see juice recipes and milk recipes every week. And you can have a moon fasting calendar for the best fasting days. But in the average it's once a week, for 1 week, for 1 day, plus night before and after. So a pretty long time that the medical definition of fasting, when these metabolisms change in the body, and the body begins to consume its own substance, and toxic substance, for example, to cleanse it. That begins after a day of reducing calories. 1 day is that get the scientific definition, something like that. So that is definitely a fasting day. I don't do it so much because I want to be more consistent. I want to do it every week, for years and years. So that is the effectivity, not so much one fasting. So it's more like a constant change in my attitude. That also changes my health situation and everything. It's a good habit to have the fasting day. So yeah, enjoy, and otherwise like my video, subscribe MD Vegan on YouTube, have another recipe every single day, and find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. MD Vegan at your service.